when you're saving a file, what should be going on in the background? Something as simple as language detection. Is it actually natural language? Is it a log file? Is it XML? Is it in English or French, German? These are pretty relevant things when you're trying to search for it at a later point in time. Duplicate management, that's probably well understood with this audience, but getting a document classification. If I had a resume in this hand and I had an invoice in this hand, all of us have got very, very strong cognitive awareness that my resume does not have an amount due or GST or tax, I'm Canadian, sorry, tax owing, or my invoice doesn't have references. We categorically know, once you know what it is, I kind of know what I need from it. And a lot of things, I've heard it a lot, we need to classify documents, and then what? Well, once I know it's an invoice, I want to know the customer, I want to know the due date, I want to know the amount. And when you start to get into that next level of information extraction, which once you know what it is, you can get to this next level. A lot of the, you can imagine, very early days of Google. If you're anyone talking to anybody about anything, you're going to get a pretty wild, high-level result set back. But the context has been said 1,000 times today already, but you need to learn the context in a given setting. So just keep flipping through here. So the resume and invoice, and then you'll actually move to the metadata extraction itself. Then once you have it, what else should you be doing with it? Assess the document if it's got personal identifying information. And if it does, what do you want to do about it? Whatever policies as a management that you have, do you want it auto-redacted? Do you want security profiles sent on it? These are things that you shouldn't even have to think about, and the end user should not need to know what your policies are. They should be put in once. Once the document's understood, you'll do something with it. Moving to the next point, key topic matter, concepts, and document features. Again, if I had a proposal, and I held a proposal up, because I've heard so much conversation today about taxonomies and ontologies, and personally I think that's an erroneous way to go about it, because we're going back to having to ask a bunch of people to work in a repetitive fashion in a continuous nature in perpetuity. And that'll never happen. It won't. Get over it. So how do you adapt to it instead of fight it? Because every time we try to box this in and get into command and control, nothing really comes of it. So again, if I held up a proposal, if I was in the sales department versus legal versus ops, I completely extract different information and information I'm supposed to. That's one of these things. There isn't those one size fits all. We have just from job descriptions, they've got from purposes. So when you're extracting concepts and indexing behind the scenes on key topic matter and concepts, you index on all of it because you don't really know what's going to be asked of it at a future point in time. But take all of it out. And strings to things, moving to nouns, make something up on the fly. University of Stanford Department of Computer Science Artificial Intelligence Division, about 8 or 9 words. That's a single thing. It shouldn't be. It's not keywords. It's a noun the way we process it. And you need to store things in that matter. You want to store things also with document features. Does the document have once you assess it, does it have a signatory? Does it have a confidentiality clause? These are key things that you're going to want to know, again, to either apply rules, security aspects, and they all should be happening behind the scenes. Obviously, you can kick off workflow initiations and the security settings. Again, they should just be 100% automatic. And this is what, based on our ability to break things down, this is what we do.